Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm ShadowsReign, and today we are going to be talking about sniper rifles in Apex Legends and why you should be using them if you're not doing so already. But before we do that, I'm just going to briefly explain where I've been for the past couple of weeks, as I have been gone a while. Timestamp on screen for when the actual video begins. But yeah, basically I've not had focus really. It's been really strange to describe. Like, I thought that, you know, I would just carry on as normal through the changes that I previously talked about in my life, like, you know, like changing job and everything. And yeah, I felt as if I just had no focus. So at first it was a lack of energy, but I kind of got used to that. And now, yeah, it was just a lack of focus. I was just going through a creative drought, you know. It wasn't couldn't be bothered. It was more along the lines of like, I had no drive to do it. And briefly going on what I was talking about earlier, because I had no drive to make videos, obviously none got made. I don't want videos to feel like a chore on this channel, which they're not. So that's why I just kind of gave it a little bit of time just to breathe a little bit. And yeah, I'm feeling focused again. I'm feeling good and ready to get back on the bandwagon. Not the first time this has happened. Probably won't be the last, but hey, I appreciate your support. I appreciate your patience. And let's get right into the video. Sniper rifles then. Why should you use them? And yeah, they have a massive role in Apex Legends. The reason that they are really good is because they have a lot of poke. You display presence when you're using it, which in Apex Legends is actually really big. Like if you show people where you are, you're not going to get pushed as much. So having that presence, it just makes people feel that if you're going to basically run at people who've got a sniper rifle, it kind of makes you think twice. Even though that, you know, they're basically a weapon up close down, if you do push them, people don't want to take that damage and making that rotation and pushing to you. So it's really good a deterrent to have at least one person on a sniper rifle. The next is the damage. Like, all the snipers do at least 50 damage, which is no joke on a game where the maximum health is 225. So that's really fun. Obviously, if your Corsic or Gibraltar, it's going to be a little bit different, but they are a little bit easier to hit. But no, that damage is no joke. Like, 2 shields, no joke at all. So yeah, another reason they're good to use as well is for a free Evo shield. If you're using this on a Gibraltar, for example, you know, like, you can basically, with your gun shield up, you can give off free damage. Like, you can pop up, have your shot, get your shield hit, especially if you're crouched, and you can get your free Evo damage up, and that's great. So yeah, and what I like to tend to do as well, if I'm charging up a shield, I'll get it ranked up to, like, say, purple or red, and I'll pick up a teammate's armor at, like, blue, and then rank that up, and then pick up the next teammates and go from there, because obviously they're going to be a bit more, they're going to need it more in the closer range fights, because they're using closer range weaponry. So yeah, that's how I like to use the sniper rifles. Also, really good for third partying at range. If you see a fight going on, you've got like a good clear sight line, it's basically free KP, straight up. You can finish a fight, you can knock people. If you get a knock and the other team finishes the fight, free KP. So yeah, there's that. And it's also a huge drain on enemy resources. Like, if you're popping people for 50, that's 2 cells. If you hit them twice, they're popping a bat. You know, you can only carry 2 bats for like 1 infantry slot. If they're only carrying a grey or a blue backpack, that's no small amount. So you're just basically softening them up for when you do need to fight them. You're basically softening them up for when you do have to play a bit tighter. You can kill them, or another team's going to kill them with lesser resources. So, and that's just placement points for you. So there's a reason to have at least one person on a sniper rifle, in my opinion. Now, what snipers are good for what? Well, we'll start with the one that everyone wants to know about, the Kraber. Just use it, even if you don't drop them. 145 damage to a hit to the body it's just filth. It's scary. If you get hit, you've been there. If you've been hit by a Kraber and thought, oh shit, like, outright filth. So I would always recommend that you use one. Now, the next thing that I do want to discuss regarding the Kraber is that obviously you have instant drop potential, which is great. You know, you hit the head and you've taken someone out the fight, which is really strong for endgame circles. And much like the other points I made earlier in the last section of the video, like, you're dealing not only shields that they gotta pop if they survive being hit by a Kraber, but also health now that they gotta pop. And people don't really carry around that much health, in all honesty. Like, if they have 1 Phoenix, they might have a med kit, and they might have 1 set of syringes. Like, if you can take out their syringes, or you can force a Phoenix out of them, that's 8 seconds or 9 seconds that people are out of that fight. That's a long time in game. So get that damage out there, because that's 9 seconds you can be really putting pressure on the rest of the team, especially if you hit another Kraber shot in that time. If you hit 2 Kraber shots in a fight and you're at medium range, send it. Just send it. And more often than not, you are going to win that fight, unless, like, you know, you do something ridiculously stupid. Now, another thing that we need to talk about here is the charge rifle. I love the charge rifle. For a long time, I slept on the charge rifle, thinking it wasn't very good, thinking it was a bit weak and just a bit meh, in all honesty. However, I am beginning to respect it. I am beginning to actually understand the power that I wield when I pick one of those up, because it's a special weapon. It's a hit scan weapon, essentially. Now, though, it's basically a laser, and though obviously you've got to wait like a split second before like you do your main bulk of damage at the end of your charge, even those little bits of shit damage, like they add up. They add up on your damage. So you don't think it does, but say, like, you know, say for example you've had a few moments where you've got the laser bit down but missed the beam, like the burst beam where the damage is. You're still doing, like, you know, 20 damage a shot. So yeah, there's times you can do like 1 or 2, but the majority of the time you're still gonna be doing okay damage. And say you do that 4 or 5 times, that's 100 damage on your Evo shield, like straight up. So yeah, it is great at extremely long range because of it being hit scan. You don't have to take into account any bullet velocity. Really easy to hit people who are in the air. Really easy to hit people who are just peeking you. Really easy to hit a moving target. You know, when you're using a sniper rifle, that is really underestimated, being able to hit the moving target easier. So yeah, another thing as well is that it does really decent damage. To be fair, it does about 75 damage if you get a full charge and hit the burst, which is nice. It does a bit more if you hit the head, though the headshot damage isn't as significant as the other sniper rifles. It is still decent. So yeah, I like the charge rifle. It's got good presence. It does use 2 bullets per shot, which isn't ideal, and you can't put an extended mag on it, which means you basically have 4 shots, and you get charged 8 bullets for it. So, you know, for that versatility you have at range, you are going to chew through bullets. But when you think of how many bullets with the other snipers you'd miss, it does kind of make up for it. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Next up on my list is the Sentinel. The Sentinel hurts a lot, and it has really fast bullets too. So though we're talking about moving targets, if you're not using the charge rifle, I would say the Sentinel's probably the easiest thing to hit a target with if it's moving. It does have really fast bullets, especially when it's charged. It has insane headshot damage, like you will crack anyone with a headshot, so that's good to know as well. And if your team's already peppering them with damage, you never know, you might even nick a kill or 2. But yeah, a really good option for you at range. And I find it's a very high risk, high reward weapon. So yeah, the reason I say that is because if you miss a shot at medium range, you are going to take damage. Straight up. But if you're hitting your shots and you're hitting them for 75, the presence that you have is unbelievable. If you can make those shots count, if you can make those shots connect with the person that you're lining it up with, holy hell are they going to be scared when you hit them with a Sentinel. If you hit them with a charged Sentinel, they're going to have their armor cracked. If they're on if they have a fully charged Evo, they're going to think maybe that they're being hit by a Kraber and give you even more respect. So yeah, really good for presence, this one, if you hit your shots. And to be fair, even if you don't hit your shots and people hear that bullet whiz past, people are like, oh crap. So yeah, just bear that in mind. You have that presence. Even if you're not connecting, you do have presence with a Sentinel. Next is that the fact it does do mega damage when charged. It does come at a cost. So for me, I would only use a charged Sentinel if you're looking to end that fight. Unless you're using a gold armor and you have an abundance of cells anyway, I would absolutely be not using the charged bullets unless you're going to end the fight, because or have the gold armor. Simply because you're going to be using your own resources. The point of the sniper rifle is to drain them of resources, put damage onto them, and, you know, have presence and be respected. So if you're using your own resources other than ammo to do that, is it worth it? No. not unless you intend on cleaning up that fight, or unless you have teammates who are already pushing them and you're acting as the anchor for them to come into. Works really well with a Wraith, that, if you're using a Sentinel, because you can do your damage. Hopefully your Wraiths put a portal down for you, and when it's time to clean up the fight, much like you popping a crypto drone, you can get yourself straight in there and rocking people's worlds after you've hit them with a charged Sentinel. Sentinel, portal, finish. Boom. There you go. Next up on the list is the Longbow. Longbow has reliable damage, filthy headshots, and a fast fire rate, making this weapon one of the more pressuring ones in the game if you have clean shots. So if you're good, for example, if you're going to be in a team fight, you probably want this gun in your pocket, purely because it works well in a medium range encounter and it works well in longer range encounters. It's basically having a slightly slower wingman in your pocket, which is really, really handy. Now, you guys know I love my marksman rifles, but bitch, you can put a sniper scope on it, so we're counting it as a sniper rifle. It uses sniper ammo too. So yeah, now the reason I do like this Longbow, you know, like I say, you can put in sustained damage, and if you're in a team fight, if you're like in the heat of a team fight, you're having little sniper battles, little pop shots at each other from, like, you know, different areas of interest, then the Longbow is the boy. This is the boy that I like to team fight with. It is a replicator thing though, which is not ideal. It doesn't make the weapon very accessible, which, you know, it's not ideal. That's not ideal at all. However, you know, if you do actually rock one, so say for, I'll pick one up, right? If I've picked up like a purple sniper mag, I'm sitting there on a purple barrel, I've sat there and I've picked up a stock, you know, I've got really good sniper attachments, but I haven't found a sniper, I will craft one. And to be fair, I will usually have a good game with it. And like I say, you can poke people at range, though it does have a very dramatic bullet drop. And it's really handy, like, I'd say in medium, close to medium long encounters, it's an absolute workhorse, and it will charge up that Evo shield. Good for you. An abundance of ammo in your mag. Life is good, and you know, like the other sniper rifles, you can put whatever sight on it you want as well. So you can, this is probably this one sniper out of the ones that we talked about before where I wouldn't say you necessarily need a sniper scope. You can make this work with a 3x, you can make this work with a 2.4. Hell, if you want to rock that with a 1 and play it in the medium fights, do it. I mean, you might as well use a wingman for that, but you know, you can do it. So it's a sniper rifle which gives you something in the medium range encounter, it gives you something in a team fight, and that pays dividends, really does. Like, I can't stress enough how important that is. So the Longbow is probably my favorite sniper rifle. I don't think it's the best sniper rifle, don't get me wrong, but I do feel as if for my playstyle and how I like to play Apex Legends, it suits me the most. Now, for other people, it might be different. Some people might like to sit back and poke people with the charge rifle. You know, I do that too, but it's not my preferred game style. But, you know, if I've got it, I'm going to play into its hands. Of course I am. But, yeah. Now, as mentioned before, we have a lot of pressure, a lot of fire rate with this. People do not like being peppered by a Longbow. Like I say, that 50 plus damage, man, it's no joke. If you're getting hit for 50 every time you peek your head, it's going to make you want to not peek, isn't it? It's going to make you not want to take that fight. If you're sat there and someone's shooting you with what you think is a Longbow, you're like, ah, balls. It's not like you make a miss and then you've got like a second or two to actually pepper him with some bullets and take cover again. No. You're getting hit by a Longbow, you're waiting for him to reload before you even think about moving. So, yeah, and the fact it's a sniper mag too, you get hit by one, you will be slowed. Like heavy ammo, it does filthy things getting hit by a Longbow. Now, yeah, good for the Evo shield too. Now, let's discuss the channel. Yay! My favorite, but no, seriously, that's a little talk. I am so sorry for the drought of content that's been there a while. You know, it's a little bit difficult, not making excuses, not absolutely at all. I've been crap, and I take full responsibility for that. But yeah, when you like primarily like a COD channel for like your entirety on YouTube, and then all of a sudden you start doing other things, you start pushing yourself outside of what you know. It's a little bit difficult to get going again. It's a little bit tricky to kind of find the motivation as to what we're doing, because like I'm a very structured person, like deep down. Like I know I act as if I wing it, but that's like got like an overarching plan kind of thing where I know roughly what I'm doing, even if like it is to make it up as I go along. I know the topic that I'm doing. Like for example, a HDiv video. Like for some of those, I would be knowing that I need to talk about this particular weapon or this particular like perk or whatever, and what happened from there would obviously be whatever the video was, whether be it scripted, be it just bullet points like this one is. but I always knew kind of where I was going, and kind of with like the move over to Apex, I've kind of had to like re-identify like myself and what I want to do with the channel. Now the channel's always been at the point where, you know, I'm wanting to make things like mild more often and get it to that point and up the production value and stuff, but that's later down the line. And everything else in between is, you know, just, you know, entertainment, a little bit education, a little bit, you know, just a bit of everything, you know, and to have fun with it. So yeah, obviously, as I mentioned in one of the videos before, that we're going to be focusing more on, you know, on the characters of the people in the A1A, and work on like little projects like the podcast as well. I do feel as if we are kind of always have been moving in a good direction. Like, even though I haven't uploaded particularly consistently in the past month or two, we've still had the goal. Like, we've never been in doubt with what we're doing with the channel. It's just literally a case of just, yeah, it's a little bit of a hiatus, but it's with the hope that we come back stronger, which I hope that I have done and will do. And the reason that we do that is because when you're in a creative rut, you don't put as much effort into it, be it subconsciously or consciously. You don't put as much effort in it, and it shows, you know. And if I want you guys to watch my videos, you know, I expect to make an effort with it, like, because I'm asking for your time. And if I'm not giving you the best in return for that, then, you know, I think that's a little bit disrespectful from my end to ask you to watch shite or stuff that me heart's not in. So now that I've kind of had that little, like, you know, just that creative drought gone, I am now kind of back and feeling like I can fire on all cylinders again, which is really exciting. Like I say, this won't be the first time this happens. It won't be the last time that this happens, but you know, that's just kind of what happened. We've always been focused on like the channel. It's just a case of my mind's just not been focused on what to make. And now that I've kind of got that back and kind of re-identifying of what I can do, I haven't been doing nothing the past couple months. We have been recording plenty of stuff, so hopefully you're going to be seeing that very soon. And yeah, like we're back. We're never in doubt, and we're gonna go and just absolutely own it. And you never know, we might find a little niche, or Warzone 2 might come out and it might be awesome, or Warzone 2 might come out and it might be worse than Warzone 1. So we're just in that position now where we're just kind of enjoying it, really. Like, I've always had that structured plan, but the structured plan now is just till then and kind of find out where we are with the games, is just enjoy it. And that's all I want to do now, just enjoy it. And I want you guys to enjoy it, and I want everyone involved in the production process to enjoy it as well. So yeah, we're going to do a few funny shorts. We're going to have a few moments in games where it's going to be good. We're going to have random streams where we shouldn't usually be streaming or don't normally stream. So yeah, I will try to hit that content schedule as best I can. But if other stuff pop up along the way, then yeah, it happens. We're just going to... The main thing is that we enjoy it. And guys, I have took up enough of your time already. Thank you so much for watching the video, especially all the way at the end. You guys are awesome. Type #legend in the comments if you have got this far. And yeah, let's get going again. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. And oh, I forgot to do this bit again, didn't I? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button below and consider subscribing if you're new here. Till then, I'm ShadowsReign. Peace. Feels good saying that again.